Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. A Mother's Shelter. Episode 3. Chapter 17. When I wake up, Jack has his strong arm wrapped around my waist, and I can hear Molly on the baby monitor. I open one eye to look at the screen. I see her sitting on her bed talking to her stuffed bunny, which she calls Pinky because it's pink. I try to wiggle out of Jack's arms, but it only makes him pull me closer. I turn my face to look at him. His sleeping face looks so peaceful, and he looks so handsome with his morning scruff. I whisper, "Jack, you have to let me go. I need to get up." He just groans at me, then asks with a huskier voice than usual, "What time is it?" "It's 7:13. I slept in." "What time do you usually wake up?" I ask. 6. I've never slept so soundly, though. It makes me so happy to hear that. Me too, I agree. Molly's up, so you need to undo your death grip, I tell him with a chuckle. He smiles, pulls me closer, and pecks my neck and cheek, and then lets go. I make my way to Molly's room. I open the door and her eyes are filled with happiness to see me. "Good morning, Miss Molly," I say happily to her. "Mama," she squeals. I scoop her up and hold her while I sing "You Are My Sunshine" to her. Our morning tradition. Jack's point of view: I'm laying in bed, and Lexi just left to go and see Molly. I can't help but think of last night and how badly we wanted each other. Ugh, and the way her body looked in her PJs. I'm pulled out of my thoughts by the sound of Lexi singing. I look at the monitor and I see Molly in Lexi's arms, cuddling her closely and singing to her. I'm really happy and proud that she's such a good mom. I wonder when she'll come home with me. Last night she said she'd sleep on it, and then let me know. I'm suddenly a little nervous, and afraid that she won't want to come right away. I know as a mother, she might want to take things slower, on behalf of Molly. But we're not humans, and we are fated mates. Moon Goddess would never pair me with her if I could ever harm Molly. Moon Goddess is very protective of children. It's a well-known fact that child abusers don't have a fated mate. We'll have to talk about it this morning and see where her head is. All of my clothes are at the cottage I was staying at. I wasn't originally planning on sleeping here last night. I pull my pants on and walk over to Molly's room. "What do you want for breakfast, Mole? Pancakes or eggs?" I hear Lexi asking Molly as she gets her dressed. "Pancake," Molly answers. "Good morning, Molly," I say gently. She looks at me, and says good mornin'. Lexi smiles at me. "Do you like pancakes?" Who doesn't like pancakes? I'm going to head to the cottage, and get changed and have a quick shower. I'll be back soon, I tell her. I kiss her, and lean down and give Molly a kiss on the head too. When I get back to Lex's, Lef answers the door and motions me in, and we walk to the kitchen. Lexi is wearing white skinny jeans, and a loose-fitting light pink t-shirt with the front tucked in. Her hair is in a high bun that looks neat and tidy. She is so beautiful, and she in those tight white pants is amazing. Music is playing and Molly is dancing around the kitchen while Lexi watches and stirs the pancake batter. "Hey!" She greets me with a smile. I walk up to Lexi and kiss her temple. Even though we've only been apart for half an hour, I missed her. "Coffee?" I nod. "How do you take it?" she asks. "Black." She pours a cup, and hands it to me, and gives me a little kiss before moving back to making breakfast. I love how she's always showing affection, and she doesn't care who's around. The confidence makes me feel loved. Do you need help? I ask. She smiles wide. I've got it, but it's very sweet of you to offer. I return the smile. I could stare at her for hours. She's so beautiful, and I love to see her smile. Lexi makes lots of pancakes and has a bunch of berries. The four of us sit at the table and enjoy the delicious breakfast. When we're done, I help with the dishes. I want to ask her so badly what her decision is regarding moving to Black Moon with me, but I don't want to bring it up in front of Lef. Ring ring, I look at my cell phone, and I see Zach is calling. Give me a second, babe. It's Zach. Me, hey Zach, what's up? Zach, hey. I'm calling for a few reasons. First things first, Kyle will be dropping off your truck. He should be there in 2 hours. Seth followed him to give him a ride back too. Me, perfect. Zach, you also have that meeting on Tuesday. Are you going to make it? When are you going to be back? Me, I honestly don't know. Cancel it, to be safe. I'll call him in the next few days to reschedule. Zach, you usually lead the advanced warrior classes, do you want me to take over until you get back? Me, yeah, and I'll know more later today. Zach, you also had that video conference today with the Alpha of Red River, at 11 a.m. I can reschedule that too? Me, I forgot. No, that's important. Get a hold of him and ask him if he could move it up. I'd like to do it ASAP. Anything required of me is on you for now. Zach, you got it. Me, thank you, and keep me posted. Zach, will do. Sorry, babe. Business. I apologize, and she smiles genuinely. I might have to take off for a bit. I was supposed to have a teleconference at 11 a.m., I'm trying to get it moved up though. It's important, otherwise, I'd cancel, I explain. Well, maybe if you leave, we'll do some baking, huh Molly? Stock up some goodies for Uncle Lev, and Molly smiles up at her. You help you, she says excitedly. Yes, you are my helper, Lexi tells her, and they smile at each other lovingly. Ding, I check my cell phone. Zach, he's available now to do it now. My computer is in the cottage, I have that video conference I have to do, I'll be back as soon as I can, I tell Lexi. I steal a quick kiss. See you soon, she says and wraps her arms around my waist to give me a hug. I take a deep breath and breathe in her scent. I love the way she feels in my arms, and I don't want to leave her right now. I'll be as quick as I can, I add. After an hour and a half of dealing with work, I headed back to Lexi's. I knock at her door, and when she opens the door it smells heavenly. Not just the heavenly scent of my mate, but also like delicious baked goods. Oh moon goddess, it smells amazing in here, I groan and give her a kiss. Lexi smiles, and I hold her close to me, as we walk back to the kitchen. I see trays and trays of brownies and cookies and some other desserts. You made all this in an hour and a half, I question as I look at my watch in disbelief. Not alone, I had my helper, she points to Molly standing on a chair next to the counter. Did you help mommy with all this? I ask her, acting even more surprised. Molly proudly smiles. I am a big help you, she beams. You are. Good job, Molly. High five, I say while giving her a hand so she can high five it. She gently taps my hand, and I can tell my compliment has her feeling even more proud of herself. I look at my beautiful mate, and she has a broad smile on her face, and her eyes are looking at me with adoration. I don't know what I did to deserve the beauty standing in front of me, but I'm beyond grateful. I snake my arms around her waist, and she wraps her arms around my neck. I bend and plant a small tender kiss on her lips. Molly starts saying. Did you want a kiss too? Lexi asks and Molly nods. Lexi makes her way to Molly and gives her a kiss. Then gently squishes Molly's cheeks in her hands and plants little kisses all over her face. The sound of Molly's sweet laughter fills the room, and I love the sound. Lev must feel the same way because he soon enters the kitchen to enjoy it as well. When Lexi is done, Lev quickly scoops Molly up, and starts lifting her in the air, and bringing her down, pretending he's going to eat her, and he is blowing raspberries on her stomach. Molly's laugh is deep, from her belly now. Lexi and I are laughing too. I'm envious of the relationship everyone has with Molly. Even though I told Lexi I wanted to take on the role of Molly's father once I mark her, in my mind that's just a matter of time. She is my daughter, and I want to make her laugh and I want her to be as comfortable with me as she is with Lev or Lexi. When Lev stops, he holds Molly in his arms. Did you make all these yummy treats? He asks Molly. She smiles proudly and nods. Why did you guys bake so much? Lev asks Lexi. I wanted to be able to freeze a bunch. The apple rhubarb crisps, 350 degrees, about an hour if you're putting them in frozen, she says. He gives her a grateful smile, but I can see a little pain in his eyes, and I can see it in Lexi's too. This isn't going to be easy for any of them. I wish I could do something to make this easier. Is this a sign she's coming with me right away? I'm trying not to read too much into it though. You can always come and visit, or you can join my pack. I offer. He smiles sadly. Thanks, man, but I'm cold moon through and through, he states. Well, you can visit anytime you miss the girls, I offer. I'll take you up on that. I'm going to miss my little princess a lot, he admits. Okay, let's change the subject. You guys want some brownies and cookies? Lexi offers. Brownies, yes. I agree. I take a bite, and oh my gosh. These are the best. I groan. Lexi is the bomb in the kitchen, Lev tells me. Is there anything you're not good at? I ask but she just rolls her eyes and chuckles. Try these M&M cookies too, Lev instructs me. I take a bite, and I can't help but roll my eyes in pleasure. Amazing, I groan again. I look at Molly just crushing a brownie. Chocolate all around her lips. It's adorable. I've gotta go. Jed needs me, Lev says. It's beautiful outside. Why don't we go for a walk with Molly to the park? I'll pack a lunch, and we'll have a picnic, and we can finish our talk from yesterday, Lexi asks. That sounds amazing. What can I do to help? Lexi gets me to wash Molly's face and hands, and then go into the back garage to get out the wagon and picnic basket. I take Molly with me. I want to get to know her better and connect with her more. I'm her dad. I want to take any time I can to interact with her, and grow closer with her. Inside the garage, I spotted the wagon and picnic basket right away. I put Molly in the wagon and started to pull her out of the garage. Boo bows. Boo bows. Peas. Her sweet little attempt at please totally gets me. I am putty in those tiny chubby fingers. I look at her and she's pointing to some bubble mixture. I grab it and we sit on the step on the back deck. I try to get her to blow some bubbles, but she's more content with me blowing them and chasing them to try and pop them. She says boo bows over and over, as she giggles and squeals. It feels good that I'm responsible for making her so happy. After about 10 minutes of blowing bubbles, Lexi opens the back patio door. "What are you two doing?" she asks, and she's beaming with delight. Not upset in the slightest, that I still haven't brought her the picnic basket yet. She asked me for the bubbles, and she said peas. I might be an alpha, but I am not strong enough to say no to that, I admit. She chuckles and sits beside me, leaning into me. It works on me too. It means more to me than you could ever know, that you're taking the time to get to know her. I look at her, and she has so much appreciation and love in her eyes. I want her to love me, and feel safe with me. I want to take care of you both, and I want us to be a family. I'll put in as much time and bubble blowing as possible. I want to be close to her, just like I plan on being close to our biological children, I explain. And that's why you're perfect for us, she says and nestles into me. You're perfect for me too, you know. She smiles. That's right, you're into warriors, she states with a smirk. What makes you say that? I wonder. Am I wrong? She presses. Well, it was on my wish list to have a strong Luna, I admit. I know, she nods. How do you know that? I chuckle. I have my ways, she narrows her eyes, and then laughs. Tell me. I push, I'm so curious how she could have possibly known that. I may have been assigned to train a certain she-wolf for some months, to impress a certain alpha whose match needed to be a fierce fighter. But I was sworn to secrecy. I haven't told a single soul. I figure since you're my mate, my secret is safe with you. How ironic though, that I spent 7 months training Sophie, the most difficult person I've ever met, so she could impress my mate, she scoffs. I shake my head. I had no idea, I guess that explains Sophie showing up so mad last night. It wouldn't have mattered if she was as fierce as you, she was never going to be my Luna. I couldn't stand her, I admit. Chapter 18. We get to the park at 11:30 am, and there are a few families here as well. Molly grabs her little bucket with sand toys in it and heads straight to the large sandy area. She loves playing in the sand, Lexi tells me. We set up the blanket and sit on it, facing Molly so we can watch over her. She starts playing with another little boy in the sand, and I'm dying to hear what Lexi has to say. Okay, the suspense is killing me. When are you going to move to Black Moon? I ask. She chuckles and then pauses. It seems like the longest pause. I'm holding my breath hoping she tells me what I ache to hear. I can't imagine heading back to Black Moon without her, and only seeing her a day and a half a week. How am I supposed to get closer to either of them seeing them so little? I'm an alpha of a huge pack, and I have a business and I have over 30 commercial investment properties that I manage. I can't consistently be away. I've given this a lot of thought. I weighed my options. My priority as a mother has to be what's best for Molly, she starts. I feel a sinking feeling. I don't want to be apart. We know that this is going to be a big adjustment for her. I believe Molly is my destiny, and I also believe you are my destiny, and that we are your destiny. Moon Goats is fiercely protective of children, and I know she wouldn't pair us together if you were capable of hurting her. I cut her off. I could never hurt you or Molly, I say firmly. She nods. I know that, and on top of the fact that I believe we were all destined to be together, I also believe you'll be a really great father. So in conclusion, I think what's best for Molly is if we move to Black Moon right away. She's young. You've both missed a lot of time with each other. I don't want either of you to miss more. You're what's best for both of us, she finishes. Relief floods me, and my heart feels like it's beating out of my chest. I thought she was going to tell me the opposite. I'm so happy, I can't contain it. I pull her into my arms and hold her tight. Thank you. I whisper. I need to warn you, there are going to be some tough days. Really tough. Maybe she's sick or didn't sleep well and she's miserable all day, crying and whining and having a fit, or she's just having an off day, or she gets hurt and we wind up in the hospital stressed out, and worried. It can be stressful. Are you sure you want that? I want you to understand what you're asking for. It's a big responsibility, she explains. I know what I'm asking for. I want this. That won't change. She's just little. I know it isn't going to be all rainbows and butterflies all the time. I also think she'll be more content with a father, and having two parents there for her when she's sick, or having an off day. Not to mention, it would be easier for you two to share the responsibilities with someone. I want to be that someone for both of you. I need to be, I assure her. I can't imagine going back to my old life without Lexi and Molly. I look into Lexi's eyes, and they are red and glossy. What's wrong, baby? I whisper, as my hand finds her face, and my thumb grazes her cheek. Nothing. I'm the happiest I have ever been. Thank you for wanting both Molly and me. We are a package deal, and it makes me feel so unbelievably happy that you make me feel like Molly isn't a sacrifice to your happiness, she sniffles. Never. You're both my girls. She gives me a grateful smile and it's the most beautiful sight. I pull her closer, and kiss her. She deepens it, but not for long, just enough for me to feel the love and desire she has for me. I love her, but is it too soon to tell her? So I'll need a few days to pack. When do you have to be back? I know you're busy, if you need to head back home, I can stay behind and head down on the weekend, she asks. I was supposed to be home this morning, but it doesn't matter. I've cancelled some stuff and shuffled stuff around. You're my priority. I'm not going to leave you to multitask packing and watching Molly all by yourself. I'll get a trailer rental first thing tomorrow, and I'll pick up some boxes, and we can get started on everything tomorrow. It's not like you need any furniture, so it shouldn't be that big of a move. We can probably be ready to go on Tuesday. It won't take us more than a day working together, I explain. You're so thoughtful. I do have some furniture I'm taking though. I need all of Molly's stuff, and my dresser was my great-grandmother's, then my mother's, so it's special, she explains. I know your parents passed, but I don't know the details. Would you be comfortable telling me? She tells me all about what happened on that Saturday morning nearly 2 years ago. Is that what made you want to become a warrior? I question. No, I always wanted to be a doctor. My mom let me tag along for years, and I loved it. My parents passed away just 6 weeks before I found Molly. I think the fact that I didn't have parents, and I was grieving that loss, only made the thought of this perfect little baby not having any parents to take care of her, all the more heartbreaking for me. We really had this connection from the moment I met her, too. After I got Molly, as I mentioned, it was a possibility that we would have to live among humans and rogues. I knew I had to be able to protect us, so training with the warriors was essential. I was so determined that I improved very quickly. The fact that I am a Gamma's daughter helped. Plus, you've seen Lev, he beat all those betas. My dad was really strong too. Maybe we just naturally have good instincts. I don't know about your dad, but Lev is not a Gamma. Sometimes, in these really big packs, people just accept the lineage. Beta's son will be the next beta, and alphas and gammas etc., but it's not always fair. Lef should be beta of this pack, 100%. He beat out his own beta and all the betas except mine, and Zack could be an alpha. Not of my pack, because he couldn't beat me, but I have yet to meet an alpha I thought could beat me if I'm being honest. Lef is bare minimum, a beta, and you are an alpha female. I wouldn't be surprised if your dad was a beta as well. Sounds like Alpha Maximus knew it too. Why did he send his gamma to inspect everything that day? I question, and I see her deep in thought. My dad beat beta in training so often that Alpha Maximus removed him as the lead trainer for the warriors and made my dad train them, she says quietly. Really? Betas or alphas lead the warrior men in training. That's how it goes. Your dad was probably just too loyal to demand what was rightfully his, I admit. In my pack, I wanted the best of the best in their rightful positions, so I literally made them fight for their position when I became alpha. Kyle was supposed to be a warrior, but he outfought the man who thought he was entitled to the gamma position because of his bloodline. As the alpha, if I wasn't the strongest, I would have had someone challenging me for the title. I think that's fair, and you're right, Lef should be beta. She agrees. We enjoy a quiet silence together, sitting close, and watching Molly for a minute. Oh, by the way, you don't need Molly's furniture. I made a call this morning, and I've got a few people on it. Molly's room will be done by Tuesday, and fit for a princess. A bunny-loving princess. All hands are on deck today and tomorrow, so it'll be ready for her, I assure her. Really? You did that for her? That is really sweet. She's looking at me with those eyes that always hold so much love and appreciation, and I could get lost in them. I love making her happy. Anything for my girls. I mean that too. I would do anything for them already. She takes a deep sigh. You okay? I ask. Never better, she beams. I wrap an arm around her and hold her closer to me, while we watch Molly. When Molly's little friend leaves, we have a picnic. Lexi packed all sorts of delicious food. I wasn't expecting my fierce fighting, beautiful, and caring maid to also be such a good cook. After lunch, we play with Molly in the park. Pushing her on the swing, and helping her up the play structure to go down the slide. It's been a great afternoon. It's almost your nap time, Molly. We have to go, Lexi tells her. One more slide, please. Molly questions. One more slide, that's it, Lexi agrees. When Lexi is upstairs putting Molly down, I wait downstairs. I want to take the girls out for dinner tonight, but I don't want to go somewhere too fancy for Molly. I look online to see what restaurants are kid-friendly nearby. The closest town is just 10 minutes away. I see a diner called Mama's Cookin' in the nearby town. I look for options in the city, it's only about 35 minutes away. Oh, bingo! Molly will love this. Rainforest Cafe. It's a little bit of a drive, but it'll be worth it. It looks like a jungle inside. They have large fish tanks full of fish, life-sized electronic animals, elephants, and bears. Twinkly lights. I've never been before, but it looks like a magical place for a kid. Reviews said the food was good too. Perfect. I called and made a reservation for 5:45 p.m. When Lexi comes downstairs, I'm all too excited to tell her I have a special date planned for both of them. I was gone for less than 10 minutes and you planned a date for us, she chuckles. Yup, we have to leave here at 5, to be there in time, I explain. Okay, sounds fun. Chapter 19. Ding, Lexi's cell phone goes off. She grabs it and snuggles up to me to check it. It's Grace. She shows me the text. Grace, hey, love. So what's up with you and your mate? Have you decided when you're leaving yet? What do you think? Tuesday after breakfast maybe? She asks. Yeah, I agree. She texts Grace back. Grace, Tuesday? That's so soon. Can you guys come over for dinner tomorrow? I want to have a going away party for you. Lexi, you're too sweet, but that's really not necessary. Grace, don't argue with your pregnant best friend. I need this. Okay? Are you fine with this? Lex asks. Of course. Lexi, okay, but I'll only be a few hours away. We'll FaceTime, and visit. Grace, I know. It's just going to be different, and you know it. I don't like change. Lexi, I know, but I can't be away from him. Grace, I know. I'm just pregnant and emotional, which makes it worse. I'm glad you found him. Lexi, me too. Lexi puts her phone on the table and cuddles back into me. So what are we doing for our date? It's a surprise, I tease, and she groans. We spend the next hour on the couch kissing and talking and laughing. Since we stayed on the couch, where Lef could pop up at any minute, things didn't get too heated. I love her so much. I love the way she carries herself with such confidence, and the way she smiles and laughs, and the way she shows me affection, and the way she looks at me like I mean as much to her as she means to me. She is kind and caring and I can't get enough of her. I love her. I know that with certainty. When Molly wakes up, I hang out with them on the couch for a little longer. Molly was in a cuddly mood, and she even cuddled up to me too. She's getting more comfortable with me. Okay, I have something I have to do before our date. I'll be here before 5 to pick my pretty ladies up, okay? I give Lexi a little kiss, and I kiss Molly on the forehead, and when I start to walk away I hear mmm, I look back and Molly is looking at me with puckered lips. She's so cute. I go back to her and give her my cheek, and she kisses it. You're so sweet, Molly. I admit, and I kiss her cheek before I make my way out of the living room again. What do we wear? She asks me. Nothing fancy. I leave Lexi's and I get into my truck. I want to head into town. I want to get a big bouquet for Lexi, and a stuffed animal or something for Molly. I plug the flower shop into my GPS and head downtown. Lexi's point of view Jack is taking us both on a date tonight, and I think it's the sweetest thing. I want to thoroughly thank him when we get home, too. I don't want to wait a few days until we make it to Black Moon. So I have a plan, and call Grace for help. Ring me, hey Grace, can I ask a favor of you and Jet in the strictest of confidence? Grace, always. Me, okay, so Jack and I haven't been able to do it, because Lef is always here and if he's not, Molly's awake. Anyways, Jack's taking Molly and I on a surprise date tonight. I don't want to wait a few days until we get to Black Moon, so if I text you when I'm on my way home, will you call Lef over, and keep him entertained? Please? And tell Jet not to tell Lef. Grace, I'll talk to Jet now, and see what we can come up with. I'll call you back. 5 minutes later me, hey. Grace, hey. Okay, so text us when you're almost home, Jet will call Lef over and they will discuss in great detail his first traveling mission, and maybe the second and third? Depends on how long you guys last. Ha 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 me, oh my gosh. Don't laugh, I feel ridiculous that I can't wait 2 days. Grace, we laugh, but we totally get it. Me, we? Grace, oh yeah, Jet died laughing. Sorry. Me, ugh. Maybe they can go out for a beer at a pub or something, so that way it can be less noticeable that he's stalling? Grace, yeah, that's what Jet said. They'd talk about his first mission at the pub. I'll buy you a few hours. I laugh and joke, but honestly, you remember how bad Jet and I were at the beginning. I understand. The mate bond is intense. Me, yeah, it is. Thank you so much. You're the best. Love you. Grace, I love you too. I want details tomorrow, though. Me, haha deal. Talk to you later. Grace, bye babe. Have fun. Now that that is dealt with, I am going to have a bubble bath, and soak and make sure everything is perfectly shaved and manicured to perfection for tonight. I closed the gate at the top of the stairs, so Molly can play upstairs safely while I take a bath. When I get out, I lotion my body up and blow dry my hair. Jack said nothing fancy, and it can get a little chilly in the evenings in the spring, so I decided to go with some black skinny jeans, with a white tank top tucked in, and a light pink loose blazer. I chose light pink lace panties and bra that will go well with the white tank top. Then I pair it with some watermelon pink heels. Molly and I paint our fingernails a watermelon pink to match my shoes. I wear my hair down, and for makeup, I do a sleek cat eye look, use a cute pink lip stain and finish it off with blush and mascara. I look myself over, and I look date night ready. My watch says 4:05 p.m., he'll be here soon enough, so I take Molly into her room and find something cute for her to wear. I get her dressed in some jeggings, a white long sleeve with a light pink furry vest. She looks so cute. Finish it off with some suede brown boots for her, and I put her hair into a French braid, that comes from one side of her head to the other, so the braid hangs on one side, and she feels like Elsa. She loves Elsa. She actually has a lot of hair, and it's long for her age. She keeps pointing to her lips too, she keeps saying. I grab some lightly tinted pink lip chap and put it on her. She loves makeup. I tidy up the mess upstairs she made while I was getting ready. Then Molly and I hang out in the living room reading books while we wait for Jack. Knock knock. I feel a surge of excitement when I hear the door. I missed him, and I'm excited for tonight. I open the door and see my handsome mate smiling. He looks and smells amazing. You look beautiful, baby, he says, as he moves in and gives me a kiss. You look pretty good, yourself, mister, I coo. He's freshly shaved, and he's wearing dark grey chinos, with a white t-shirt, and a black jacket. He looks so good, and he smells delicious too. He hands me a big bouquet of light pink and dark pink roses. There have to be at least 4 dozen roses. It's huge. Wow, these are so beautiful. Thank you. I lean in and give him another kiss. He pulls me close. I love his hands on me, and I can't wait for tonight. When we break apart, he asks where's my other date. He's holding a pink daisy and a big stuffed purple bunny rabbit in his other hand, and I'm over the moon. I point to the living room, and he makes his way in. Hi, Molly, you look so beautiful, he says to her, as he bends down to her level. Hi, Bunny, she squeals. Molly hugs the big bunny so tightly. Mine? My bunny? She asks him. Yes, it's for you. Molly is so excited, and I'm just beaming with pride and love. I love this man. I do. It might be too soon to say it out loud, but I do. What do we say, Molly? I ask. She drops her bunny and hugs Jack. Thank you. I can see he gives her a good squeeze. You're welcome, sweetheart. He gives her a kiss on the head, and she gets back to loving her bunny. That was so thoughtful, thank you. I put my flowers down, and wrap my arms around his neck, and kiss him good. I let him know exactly how grateful I was for the way he is treating us in that kiss. Baby, he whispers when we break apart. Dinner was amazing at the Rainforest Cafe. I had never heard of it before, but Molly had the best time, and the food was great too. I'm touched that he looked for somewhere special for Molly. He really thought about us, and it just makes me feel really special, loved and above all else, lucky that he's my mate. We're on our way home from dinner now. We have about 10 minutes left until we reach home. Molly is passed out in the back seat. I grab my phone and text Grace. Me, ETA 10 minutes. Grace, thumbs up emoji. Chapter 20. When Jack sees me put my phone down, he scoops up my hand again, and we continue chatting for the rest of the drive. Our conversation is so easy, and we find ourselves laughing all the time. When we pull in, I suggest Jack run to get his stuff and bring it over, so he doesn't have to go back and forth anymore, while I put Molly to bed. He agrees, and I take Molly up to her room. I put PJs on her, changed her diaper, and she slept through the whole thing. Jack still isn't here, so I light candles in my room to make it a little more romantic. I told Jack not to knock, to just come right in when he got back, and I just heard the front door open. I head to the stairs and he's walking up to them. She didn't wake up, he whispers. No, I changed her and everything, she was so tuckered she slept through it. I stop him in the hallway, thank you for planning such a sweet date for us, and I place my hands on his chest and stand on my tiptoes to give him a peck. It was my pleasure, he smiles. I also decided to plan a surprise for you, I tell him. He moves one eyebrow. Oh yeah, he asks. I nod, and I make my way to my door. When we get into my room, my light is on, so the appearance of the candles isn't as noticeable. I close the door and lock it. He raises one eyebrow and smirks. I flick the lights off, and the room is lit up well with just the candles. What's going on, Lex? He asks. He gives me a devilishly handsome smile, and he drops his bag. Everything about him has me wanting to literally jump him, but I mask my eagerness, and just walk over to him, and gently push him on my bed. I climb on top of him and start to kiss him. The kiss turns heated very quickly. His hands are trailing up and down my body, grabbing me, and then making their way up my back, and then into my hair. I pull away and kiss my way to his neck, he lets out a groan, and it drives me crazy. I find myself breathing heavier, and all logical thought is gone. I want him. That's all I can think about. Jack flips us, so now he's on top of me, and kisses me deeper and harder. It feels so good. I put my hands under the back of his shirt and started to lift it to take it off. Babe. Baby, we should slow down, your brother's here. We should stop before we both lose control, he says breathlessly. I look at him with hooded eyes, his eyes are swirling with black. Your eyes, babe. And I can smell your arousal. I want you, he says with a growl. My eyes are probably black too. I told you I had a surprise for you. I got Jet to get Lef out of the house. I want you too, I whisper eagerly. Just like that he rasps out a thank and pulls off his shirt and my fingertips trail along his muscular chest. I bite down on my lip in awe. His body is perfection. He crashes his lips into mine. Soon, I feel his hands under my tank top. He pulls it off and takes a second to look at me in my pink lace bra. The way he's looking at me, eyes pure black, and hunger for me, I know he likes what he sees. He lowers his head to my collarbone and starts kissing. He looks up at me, "You're so," he growls. I pull him back up and kiss him again. All of this skin-to-skin contact has the small sparks feeling like lighting bolts of warmth throughout my whole body. I feel dizzy with bliss. I've never experienced anything remotely close to this. I'm so turned on, and I find myself rolling my hips into him. I can feel he is thoroughly turned on too. He gets up and moves his hands to the buckle of my jeans. He pauses and makes eye contact, waiting for permission. I nod. But I've never, this is my first time, I admit. He smiles ear to ear, and leans down to give me a kiss. "We'll take it slow," he whispers. He unbuckles my jeans and gets up to pull them off. He takes his pants off as well. Then he hooks a finger around my pink lace panties and pulls them off and drops his boxer briefs. Wow! That's impressive, and also intimidating. He grabs a condom out of his wallet and tosses it on the bed. I'm not sure why he doesn't just put it on now. He crawls into bed and comes up to kiss me again, but only a quick one. Then he makes his way to my neck. I'm a moaning, dripping mess. I've lost all control, and I'm panting, and aching for more. Jack keeps moving down, now to my hip, and he only goes lower. Then suddenly I feel his warm mouth on me. Kissing and licking. Oh my! Wow! You're so wet for me, Lex. And you taste so good, he groans. He continues, and soon enough, I can feel the build-up getting stronger. One hand entangled in his hair, and the other gripping the sheets, I feel the wave of pleasure crash over me. "Jack!" I cry out, and he continues, lapping me up. When he finally comes up, he's got a mischievous smile on his face. "I love making you come, babe," he tells me. I also felt love. "I'm crazy about you, Lexi," he whispers. I nod and smile. "Me too." After a minute he slowly starts to move. "Our bodies fit together so perfectly, and everything about you is perfect for me," he adds, placing little kisses on my shoulder. I'm glad that he enjoyed it as much as I did. Jack holds me close, and soon we find ourselves kissing and getting heated again. I want him again. How will I ever get enough? After round 3, we fall asleep in each other's arms. Sated, and deliriously happy. Chapter 21. I open my eyes, and hear Molly talking. I look at the monitor and she's making her Pinky Rabbit talk to her new big purple rabbit, which she's decided to call him Big Bunny. She's not the most imaginative with her names. I chuckle, at the sight. "What are you laughing at?" Jack's husky morning voice asks. "Just Molly and her bunnies. She gives them the most obvious names, like Pinky for the pink one, and Big Bunny for the big one," I tell him. I look at him, and he gives me a sleepy smile. "She's adorable," he says. I cuddle in and wrap my arms around him. "I love you," I sigh. "Oh. I meant to say that in my head. I can't believe I just said it out loud. It's way too soon." He pulls away to look at me, and he smiles. "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud," I grimace. "You didn't mean to say it, or say it out loud?" he asks, and I feel my cheeks heating up. "Out loud, I'm sorry," I tell him, and I feel so embarrassed. "Don't be sorry. I've been wanting to tell you that I love you since the moment I met you. I just kept telling myself I didn't want to freak you out. I'm glad you said it. I love you too, Lex," he smiles. I give him a big cheeky smile and pull him close. After holding each other close for a minute, it's back to reality. I should get up and go get Molly, I say. Why don't I get Molly? He suggests. I'll get Molly, and then I'll go and make omelets. I don't really cook, but I can make a decent omelette, he offers. And what am I going to do? I chuckle. Relax, sleep, whatever you want. I can bring you breakfast in bed, he offers, then he stands up, and grabs track pants out of his duffel bag, and throws on a t-shirt. Are you sure? I feel weird about it, I admit. You're just used to doing this on your own. Realistically, how long before I mark you? He asks, one brow raised. I feel my cheeks flushing. I don't know. Why? I ask. I'm going to guess not that long, considering what happened last night. This is happening. I'm going to be her dad. Dads wake up early and makes breakfast for their kids, and their mate, he tells me with a sweet smile. He bends to kiss me and then turns to leave. She likes "You Are My Sunshine" right away, I holler at him. I lay in bed, and take it all in. I have a mate. I love him and he loves me, and he wants to be a dad to Molly. It's surreal. I look at the monitor, and I see Jack talking to the bunnies, with Molly. He scoops her up. Mommy says you like "You Are My Sunshine." He asks her and she nods. Oh Molly, did you poop? He asks. No, she shakes her head. She always answers no to that question. I think you did. Maybe we should get you all cleaned up first. He asks her. Can I change your diaper? I really like that he asked her permission, respecting her boundaries. She nods, and says yes. He lays her on the change table. I'm curious to see how he does. Part of me doesn't like the idea of a man changing her diaper for obvious reasons, but I know that if Jack was capable of hurting her in that way we wouldn't be mates. The moon goddess is very protective of children. If he's going to be her dad, dads change diapers, just as long as Molly is comfortable with it. I can see him open her diaper and then close it really quickly again. Oh no! Mole, you did poop, he winces. Okay, we can do this. I think, I can hear him pumping himself up. I should go and give him some pointers, at least, but part of me wants to see how he'll manage. I find myself chuckling. He opens her diaper again and listening to him talk her and himself through it, is just too funny. What did you eat, Molly? I hear him ask. You're stinky, he tells her in a silly voice, and she's laughing at him. After way too many wipes, and hearing him say he got poop on his hands like 10 times, he finally finishes. I definitely won't fall asleep after all that laughing. I put on a robe and decided to run a bath. If he's going through all this trouble, I might as well take advantage of it, and have a relaxing bath. I'll put some music on, too. I rarely get to have a relaxing bath. I head back in my room to grab a change of clothes, and I see he's dancing with her in his arms, and singing to her "You Are My Sunshine" and I'm swooning. They are too cute together. I get into the bath, and use my phone, and put on relaxing music. I soak for about 20 to 30 minutes, enjoying the time alone. I can smell bacon cooking, so I decide to get out. I know today is going to be a busy day, so I get ready quickly. We have lots of moving and packing, so I want something comfortable. I put on some black leggings and a plain grey t-shirt. My hair in a lower wispy bun, so it's out of the way, and I just put on some mascara, and tinted lip butter. When I get into the kitchen, I see Jack at the stove, and Molly is sitting in her high chair, already eating. I see some omelette and toast on her plate. "Good morning, Molly," I tell her as I move over to her and give her a little kiss. She's loving her omelette. "You look beautiful, babe," Jack tells me and leans in for a kiss. "Thanks. You look AF, in dad mode," I whisper, and he flashes me the smirk. "You didn't have to rush," he tells me. "We do have a big day today. Plus, I did relax in the tub and listen to music. I haven't done that in a long time. It was really nice. Thank you for that." "It's my pleasure. I'm glad you had some time to relax." "Want some coffee?" he asks. "Sure. How do you take it?" "1 sugar, and some milk, but I can make it," I offer. "Sit. I got you, babe." He makes me a coffee, and then slides an omelette in a plate, and some toast. He brings the plate and coffee over to me. Then he slides another omelette on a plate, and grabs the other toast and sits beside me. "So good," I hum. The omelette has bacon and mushrooms and lots of cheese. After breakfast, Jack gets ready. I took Molly to the child care center for the last time. I'll drop her off for just a few hours, so we can get a lot done quickly. We want to leave tomorrow morning. When I get back home, Jack is gone out to get the enclosed trailer and boxes, so I start in Molly's room. I want to take her crib and change table, even if she doesn't need it. I want to use them for our other babies. I guess I'm sentimental. I start moving bigger things that don't require boxes downstairs and into the front yard. In an hour Jack is back. He starts bringing boxes upstairs, and he insists I put him to work. Working together it took us less than 3 hours to pack up, and fill the trailer. When we're done, we're sweaty and tired. We flop on the couch, and I ordered pizza for lunch. It takes a good hour to deliver because we're out of town. I could use a shower, I tell Jack. Me too. Hey, Lev's not here. Maybe we should save water? He asks with a mischievous smile. Water conservation is very important, I respond, biting my lips to hide my smile, but soon we're both laughing. Jack pulls me on top of him, and he starts kissing me. Soon enough, Jack gets up, holding on to me, and carrying me upstairs. He's so strong. Jack takes my clothes off, and I help him with his. In the shower, we do more lovemaking than washing at first, but it was really hot. We didn't use protection, and he just pulled out, so I hope that was effective birth control. We finally wash up and then get out. After we get ready and eat pizza, we go and get Molly together. We spend the afternoon together, just us three. We feel like an actual family, and it feels so nice. Jack's point of view at 5:30, we go to Jet and Grace's for Lexi's going away dinner. I'm carrying Molly in one arm, and Lexi's hand in the other. I can't help but stare at her. She's so beautiful. She's wearing this long blue dress, it's casual, but she looks and feels amazing in it. I can't wait till I get her home tomorrow, so we can be in our home without having to worry about her brother. Nice neck, I hear Lef say, and it snaps me out of my thoughts. Lef meets up with us, he's also headed to Jet and Grace's. I look at Lef and he's looking at me, and Lexi is smirking. What? Your neck? The big hickey, Lef points at the left side of my neck. I didn't even know I had a hickey. Lex must have given it to me in the shower, or on the couch before the shower. With the way Lexi is looking at me, I wonder, did you do it on purpose? I ask. Maybe. If I have to walk around with one, so do you, she responds slyly. Joke's on you, I like it, I confess. Gross guys, Lev complains. Chapter 22. When we get to Jet and Grace's, I'm surprised at how many people are here. I was expecting something smaller. Lexi seems surprised too. There is a big banner that says "We love you, Lexi." This isn't a dinner party, it's a party. Jet's place is large and is open concept, thankfully, because there have to be at least 30 people here. The counter has loads of liquor, wine, beer, water, juice, soda. The island is full of food. Pizza, wings, salads, chips, dip, charcuterie, brie, fruit, cheesecake, cupcakes. Quite the spread. Lev grabs Molly from my arms. I want to spend a little time with her before you guys go. Come see Uncle Lev, princess, he says. Jet hands us both a beer and Lex and I walk around and Lexi introduces me to everyone. I don't think I'll remember anyone's name. Then I see Marcus making his way to us. I instinctively pull her closer. I know how he was looking at her the other day. There is no mistaking that. He tries to avoid even looking at me, but Lexi introduces us. I shake his hand, but I can't even fake a smile. I know what he wants, and I don't blame him, but I'm not going to let him think for 1 second that he has a chance, or that he'd survive an attempt at stealing her from me. When I see him notice my love bite on Lexi's neck, I can't help but smile. He looks straight at my neck, and when he sees the hickey she left on me, he makes a visible frown. Like I said earlier, I like that she gave it to me. I guess you've found your mate, he states. Lexi is smiling wide, and nods, then she looks at me adoringly. I think she is completely oblivious to the fact that Marcus is in love with her. I lean down and give her a kiss, but linger an extra second on her lips. Okay, maybe that was petty, but she's mine. Lex, I fed Molly some pizza and stuff. Can I get her out of here? She's not having fun. You enjoy your party. I'll take her into town, we'll get some ice cream, and then we'll have a Frozen movie night? I'm going to miss her, I want to have some extra time with her, Lev asks. Sure. Thanks, Leviticus. I'll put her to bed tonight, stay out as late as you want, he offers. Lexi hugs Lev and scoops up Molly, and gives her a hug and a kiss. Are you going to go with Uncle Lev for ice cream? Lex asks excitedly and her little eyes brighten and she squeals, ice cream? Yay! I put my arms out to her, so I can hug her goodbye too, and her hands open up to me. That felt really good. I give her a big hug and kiss her forehead. Bye Molly, we both say to her, and she waves goodbye. We look back at Marcus, and that seems to have hurt him more than the kiss and matching hickeys. Excuse me, he says and walks away. Molly's gone. Shots. Let's go, Lex. Joss says to her. All of a sudden, there are girls all around, and they're doing shots. Lexi hands me one every time she does one. After about 5 shots, she looks to me, okay, I'm starving, and grabs my hand and we make our way to the island. By 9 o'clock everyone is buzzed, except pregnant Grace, obviously. Let's go to the bar. I need a man. Lexi's friend, Cora, whines. The overall consensus is that the majority of people want to go. I packed all my cute clothes, I can't go to the bar, Lexi states. Okay people, we're leaving for the bar in 30 minutes. Do what you have to do to get ready, Grace yells. BHS, my room. Now. Grace orders a few girls. Lexi gives me a kiss and goes off with the girls. All the girls disperse, to change. It's so weird to me that women call women they like that, and then women they don't like that. Most of the guys hang out waiting for the girls. All the other girls that went into the room with Grace and Lexi, end up leaving after 20 minutes, saying we'll be back, their hair and makeup are done all fancy now. Soon enough, the ladies start piling back into Jet and Grace's place again. Some of the women aren't wearing enough clothes. I mentally groan thinking about Lexi wearing something so revealing. Guys are throwing themselves at her when she wears an oversized hoodie. How bad will it be if she's showing off her beautiful body? Regardless of what she's wearing, I'm not taking my eyes off of her tonight. We're going on human territory, I can't even display my alpha dominance, and scare everyone with just a growl. I feel someone's hand glide down my back. I turn, expecting to see my beautiful mate, but I am surprised to see Sophie, with a mischievous smile. I give her a dirty look. Don't touch me, I snap. Can't we just go for a walk, you won't regret it. Lexi doesn't have to know, she says quietly and moves her hand to my arm and I swiftly removed it. It's not going to happen. I thought I made myself clear. Lighten up, she flirts. You're bordering on pathetic, now, my words laced with disgust. I'm being harsh, but she is disrespecting my mate, and I won't have it. Her eyes widen, and mouth falls open, you know what, you. Urine, she raises her voice. Why? Because I won't sleep with you. I question, just as loud. Everyone is looking at us now, and her face is red with embarrassment, and stomps away. Hopefully, that'll end that. The room is filled with little snickers, and Jet immediately apologizes for his sister's behavior. I had to be harsh with her, she was at Lexi's the other night disrespecting Lex, and hitting on me right in front of her. I can't allow someone to disrespect my mate, like that, I explain. I get it. I would do the same, and if some guy was pulling that on Grace, I'd expect her to put him in his place if I wasn't there to do it for her. Yet. I agree. The thought crosses my mind of what I would do if another guy tried being so persistent with Lexi, and in front of me. I'd kill him either way. I'm broken out of my murderous thoughts by arms snaking around my waist. This time, it is my beautiful mate. I turn around and see her. Her hair doesn't have its usual curl to it. It's completely straight and parted to one side more than the other. She has more makeup on than she usually does, but she still looks beautiful. She always looks beautiful. I look down and see her wearing a black glittery skirt and a white tank top. The skirt goes about mid-thigh, and the tank top doesn't have cleavage. I feel relieved. I'm glad she's not exposing too much. You look cute, I whisper into her ear, and then lightly nip at it. She smiles, as she leans into me, and I feel giddy with excitement. I love you, I whisper when we break apart. I love you too, she smiles so brightly at me. I see that she feels it too. We made it to the club with our group of about 25. Almost everyone came with us. We find a large area of chairs, and our group occupies it. I ordered a few bottles of Patron and 10 bottles of champagne and we're all enjoying a drink. Lexi, come dance with me, Joss says while grabbing her hand and pulling her. Cora, you too. Single ladies, Joss says loudly. I'm not a single lady anymore, Lexi tells her. We can pretend for one dance. Please. Lexi looks at me, and I smile. Go, Have fun, babe. She heads to the dance floor with her friends, and I can see them dancing. I'm glad because I want to keep an eye on her and make sure she's okay. I'm standing around talking with Jet, Eli, Mila, and Grace, and glancing over at Lexi every few seconds. She'll be fine, Grace smiles. I smile back, I know, I just love her. You love her? I hear a man's voice questioning me from behind. I turn to see Marcus. I furrow my brows, confused by his question. Yet, I respond. How could you truly love her after just a few days? Lust happens quickly, but love? That takes time, he tells me. You obviously don't understand how strong and intense the mate bond is, I rebut, and he shakes his head, in annoyance. Mate bond makes you love her body, her scent, her touch, but it takes time to love her mind and soul, he tells me. I know exactly where this is coming from and what he's getting at. And let me guess, you do? I ask, with one brow raised, and a smirk. Does it matter? He presses. I stop to think for a second, nope. It doesn't, because she's mine, I chuckle and turn my back to him again. I'm sure she'd love to hear you refer to her as your property like that, he says, and I can hear the anger laced in every word. I turn back to look at Marcus for a second. She loves it, I smirk. Looks like you don't know her mind and soul as well as you thought you did, I add, and turn my back again, and I'm beaming with delight. I hear a drink slam on the table, and I'm guessing Marcus is having a little tantrum. Grace smiles and I can tell she's trying not to laugh. I take a look over at the ladies dancing, and they're gone. What? My argument with Marcus had me distracted. My heart starts racing faster, and then all of a sudden I see her and her friends walking towards us, weaving through people. She makes her way over to me, and she wraps her arms around my waist. Lexi, we were trying to solve a debate earlier. Can I get your opinion? Marcus asks. Of course, she responds. Is he seriously going to ask her if she's okay with me claiming her as mine? If a man says that a woman belongs to him, what would you say about that? I can see he's got a little smirk, and he thinks he's going to catch me in a lie. He kind of worded it worse than I said it too. Well, that all depends. If he also belongs to her, then it's hot, but if it's one-sided, no, she explains. I was telling Marcus you were mine, and he thought you wouldn't like me talking like that, I explained to her with a small smile. Marcus looks so pissed off. I love it. You own me, babe. And I own you. Now come dance with me, she grabs my hand and starts walking towards the dance floor. I own her? Ha! Could she have given a better answer to get under his skin? I'm beaming with pride. She really is perfect for me. I know her way better than he does. He may have known her for longer and might know little details about her past better than I do, but I know her on a deeper, more personal level than he ever could. Lexi and I are dancing and she's grinding into me, and things are getting pretty hot and steamy. We're kissing, and I want to rip her clothes off. It's still early though, and I don't want to ruin her goodbye party. We'll be together every day. I want her to have a good night. Let's go get a drink, so I can cool down, I adjust myself, and we head to the bar. Lexi wants to do some shots, she does 4, and she wants me to do them too, so I do. We are having so much fun together. We always have fun together, we are always laughing at something which is really out of character for me. I've always been quiet and more reserved. It feels really good, though. I've gotta go to the washroom, babe, she informs me. I'll wait in line with you. I don't want you going by yourself. That's okay, babe. Cora. Joss. Come pee with me, she yells and they nod, and they all head to the washroom together. I order a double whiskey, neat. I'm sitting at the bar, sipping. A blonde sits in the chair beside me, but I don't even turn my head to acknowledge her. Hey, she says. I turn and give a polite nod. Before I met Lexi, I would go to the bar, and I'd pick up women and go back to their place with them. I didn't want to sleep with any of the she-wolves from my pack, because I didn't want the drama. Before I met Lex, I would have totally hit on this girl, and my success rate was pretty high. But I'm not interested one bit in anyone except my mate. No one compares, either. Now that I have Lexi, I have no desire to even look at this woman, or anyone else for that matter. Aside from, what do you do for a living? She asks, and she puts her hand on my knee. I physically remove her hand. No thanks, I'm taken, I tell her. Well, where is she? I sure wouldn't let you out of my sight if you were my man, she tells me with a smirk. You know, it can be our little secret, she would never have to know, she adds and gives me a flirty smile. She's vile. Why would she want to hook up with someone who isn't single? I love her, and I'm not interested in anyone else, I say firmly, and that's why she can let me out of her sight, I add without even looking at her. Your loss. She says. Nope. I'm not losing anything, I scoff. I pay attention to my drink, and the bartender, and I take a sigh of relief when Lex gets back. We go back to her friends at the back and spend the next few hours dancing and hanging out with them. Overall, I didn't drink that much, so I'm sober. Lexi isn't as bad as most of her friends, lots of her friends are slurring their words, but Lexi seems just really buzzed. Chapter 23. When it's time to go home, we call 4 van taxis and we all pile in. Cora ended up going home with some guy that she met here a few weeks ago. We have Cora, her boy toy, Eli and Mila, and us in this van. We drop Cora and her guy off at a house in town. Cora can't bring him to her place at the Packlands because he's human. He has no idea we're all werewolves. Then it's just us 4 in the taxi. Eli and Mila are all over each other and in the row in front of us, and we quickly follow suit. The van is so dark too. Lex takes off her seat belt, and gets on top of me, and starts kissing me. She's grinding her hips on me, and I can feel the blood rushing to my manhood. We can't even do it when we get home, I whisper, and then groan, when I realize we have gotten each other all worked up, without the possibility of finishing. She pauses for a second. Let's do it in my SUV, she giggles. Genius. I whisper, and then she's kissing me again. She moves to my neck, and I find myself breathing heavier, and trying too hard to be completely quiet. Finally, when I can't take it anymore, I grab her face, and kiss her, and deepen it quickly. I soon move to her neck. She's not as strong as me, and I hear a tiny little moan escape her mouth. This only fires me up even more. I want to hear her moan again. It feels good that she can't help how good I'm making her feel. I move her thin tank top strap down and start making my way down. I slide her lacy bra down, and I start my attack on her. I start kissing and sucking. She's breathing harder, and I can see she's got one hand on her mouth, trying to keep herself quiet, and the other hand is on the back of my neck. She grabs my face and brings it up to hers, and kisses me. Then she moves her lips to my ear and whispers so quietly. I want you, you're making me so wet that was hot. I want you too, "Baby," I whisper in her ear. All of a sudden, the van stops and the lights in the van come on. Lexi quickly scoops up her bra, and the tank top straps to cover herself. I also adjust myself, so no one can see what Lexi has done to me. The cab lets Eli and Mila out and then drives for another 30 seconds until he gets to Lexi's. I pay the driver, and as soon as he drives away, Lexi pushes me against her car and kisses me. We finally get in and move to the back row. It's the most spacious. Lexi gets on her knees and starts unbuckling my pants. "What are you doing?" I ask. She smiles but doesn't answer me. Soon, I feel her warm mouth on me. "Baby," I growl. After 45 minutes, we both come out of her car feeling thoroughly satisfied. We make our way inside. We head to the kitchen, and we make nachos. Lexi says she needs snacks after she's been drinking. We quietly enjoy each other's company, so we don't wake up Lef or Molly. I tell her about the whole story with Marcus earlier, and how her reaction was perfect. I honestly feel like that, but Grace mind-linked me, "They're fighting over you, agree that you're Jax." So I took it a step further with the whole owning comment. "But you do totally own my heart and soul," she tells me with a smirk. I really like Grace, I admit to her with a chuckle. "Also, full disclosure, you know that Mark guy?" she asks. I nod. He was one of the friends of the guy that Cora's hooking up with. A few weeks ago, for my birthday, we went to the club for the first time, and I was dancing and making out with him. That's why he was asking us how long we were in town, and how long we've been together. When he asked for my number on my birthday, I told him I lived out of town. "It just makes me feel gross, like I was keeping something from you. That's why I wanted to tell you," she confesses. I appreciate the honesty. I honestly hate to think of anyone laying even a finger on you, but I don't have a right to be mad, I admit. She smiles and leans in to kiss me. Lexi's point of view: when we've had our fill, we head upstairs at 3 a.m. It doesn't take us long before we're snuggled together and fast asleep. I wake up at 7:20 a.m. when I hear voices. I feel Jack's arm still around me. I look at the baby monitor and I see Lef is changing Molly's diaper and talking to her. "Let's go make mommy her bacon grilled cheese, so she can get out of bed," I hear him tell her. I have the best big brother. You'd think I do this all the time, with the way Lef knows what gets me moving. But this is only the second time I drank since Molly. I used to go to some bush parties when I was in high school, and Lef always managed never to be hungover, and he'd cover for me. One time he asked what I wanted to eat and the only thing I could think of that wouldn't make me throw up was bacon grilled cheese, and it stuck. I turn and see my gorgeous mate still fast asleep. He's so handsome, and he's got a stubble going on that I like. My head is pounding and I feel terrible. I feel like I might puke. It doesn't help that I got just over 4 hours of sleep. That wasn't smart. I wiggle out of Jack's grip without waking him, which is surprising. I head to my washroom and brush my teeth. My mouth is so dry, I try drinking water and hop into the shower. I start with cold water to help with the hot flashes, and slowly make it warmer. When I finally get out, I'm feeling a little bit better. When I walk into my room, Jack opens his eyes. "You showered already? I thought you might be feeling rough this morning," he questions. I feel like crap, that's why I took a shower. It started as a cold shower. I feel a little better, kinda, I groan. "You?" I ask. "I feel fine, I didn't drink much." "You were drinking all night," I remark. "Yeah, but I was pacing myself." It takes a lot to get me drunk, and I didn't want to be intoxicated and not able to protect you. I didn't want to be feeling rough today either, it's a big day," he smiles. "You're so sweet, but I'm capable of taking care of myself." "I know you are, but if you got really intoxicated, maybe you wouldn't. I wanted you to have fun and drink as much as you wanted. I just needed to be sharp if I was going to feel good about it. You didn't go as hard as most of your friends. Most of them were slurring their words, and some stumbling around, but you weren't. Good. I would feel embarrassed if I was, and I can't imagine how much worse I would feel if I went as hard as they did," I groan. I grab some clothes out of my suitcase. I need comfort today, so I put on some black and grey camo leggings with a black t-shirt. While I'm getting dressed, Jack whistles. "Girl." Any chance he gets, he's checking me out. I really like it, it's like he can't get enough of me. I put my hair in a messy high ponytail, and pack the last of my toiletries and stuff up, while Jack showers. When he's getting dressed, I whistle at him, "Boy," and he chuckles at my catcall. Jack carries both of our bags down and leaves them by the front door. We head into the kitchen, and it smells like bacon. "Good morning. How are you guys feeling?" Lev asks as he stands at the stove with 4 pans going, filled with grilled cheese. "I feel great," Jack's chipper voice beams. "I'm not doing great, but it looks like you're going to fix me up." Lev smiles and nods. "Thank you." I grimace. "No problem. When she's hungover, bacon grilled cheese is her cure, Jack, just so you know." Jack thanks Lev for the advice. I make my way over to Molly in her high chair, and gave her a kiss. Jack follows and starts asking Molly about her ice cream date last night. I could seriously watch him all day being sweet with her. We eat breakfast, and hang out drinking coffee and talking for an hour before we start to get ready to leave. We grab Molly's crib mattress, and I pack up her suitcase. I do a final walkthrough upstairs. We got everything. This final walkthrough was tough. Part of me is really sad to leave, but the other part is excited for what the future holds. There are some tears shed when we say goodbye to Lev. Molly has no idea why Lev and I are crying, so she's giving us lots of hugs and kisses. When we leave, we head to Joss, then Cora's house so I can say goodbye. More tears. Then I go to say goodbye to Grace and Jet. I brought with me her outfit I borrowed last night. Our goodbye was emotional as well. Grace has been one of the strongest support systems in my life. This is tough. Lots more tears, and lots of kisses and hugs from a concerned Molly. Jack is being really sweet, and I can tell it hurts him to see me hurting. When we finally made it into his truck, I'm really glad that he insisted that I leave my SUV behind, and we'd drive together. He said he'd send some guys to pick it up for me. I'm grateful now because I am not really in a good position to be driving right now. "Are you going to be okay, babe?" he asks, and reaches over and grabs my hand. I smile and nod. "Mommy's sad," Molly says. "I'm all better now, see," I look at Molly and force a big smile. "Is there something I can do, baby?" "Ice cream. Ice cream always helps." "Ice cream at 11 a.m., it is," he chuckles. As soon as we make it into town, we stop at a dinner that also serves ice cream. Jack runs in and grabs a cone for Molly and me, even though he didn't want any. As soon as I start eating my delicious chocolate brownie ice cream, I'm feeling better. "You actually look better," Jack comments. "The healing properties of ice cream," I smile. "It was breaking my heart to see you like that." I need to make sure we have a constant supply of ice cream at home, he says, and gives me the most loving smile. The way he referred to his place as home, like it was both of ours, did not go unnoticed by me. Just another reminder of how this is the right choice for Molly and me. Chapter 24. When we get to Black Moon, I'm surprised to see how nice everything is. There are so many houses, it looks like they must have more people than Cold Moon. This seems so big. How many people are in your pack? I ask as I scan my surroundings while he drives. Around 1400. Wow, Cold Moon has 1000. I didn't realize that Black Moon was that much bigger. Most packs are only 200 to 400 people. Finally, we drive past a huge mansion-like building. The pack house? I ask. Yup. The pack house has white bricks and has a large roundabout driveway with a large water fountain with 2 wolves in the center of it and beautifully manicured shrubs and gardens. The gardens are really beautiful, I say, without taking my eyes off of them. Jack keeps driving and then pulls into the next driveway. The house is big and so beautiful with an attached 2-car garage. It's not a mansion like the pack house, but it's a large family home. It has 2 stories, it's dark gray, almost black, with white accents. It has an amazing front porch. The front porch has a swing and a cute seating area. The driveway has beautiful interlocking stone, with a path going up to the front porch. It has a few shrubs in the front, but it doesn't have the type of garden the pack house does. I can't believe my eyes. This is your house? I ask him, wide-eyed. It's probably double the size of the house that Lev and I lived in. It's our house now, he corrects me. It's beautiful. I'm glad you like it, he smiles. I've never seen an alpha not live in the pack house, I admit. Yeah, I wanted more privacy than that. I wanted a yard too. I wanted to be able to go in my backyard and have a beer. Relax without having people bombard me, he explains. Yeah, I guess I never thought about that, I admit. We get out of the truck and Jack grabs Molly, and we make our way to the front porch. I've always loved the idea of a swing on the front porch, I tell him. He smiles, I'm glad. We walk inside, and there is a nice-sized foyer, and on the right is a large office. Then on the left, once you pass the foyer, there is an amazing great room, with a large light grey stone fireplace. There's a large grey sectional with 2 big dark blue cozy chairs. It's light and beautiful. A mix of some natural woods, and rustic white. We move along, and he shows me a walk-in pantry, which I've always wanted. A place to organize all my baking supplies, neatly. You can never have enough cupboard space. We move into the kitchen. Oh my gosh, I say, unintentionally. This is a dream kitchen. And these countertops, I say as I run my fingertips along them. Okay, so apparently you can have enough cupboards. The kitchen has all white cabinetry, with tall upper cabinets. The kitchen is huge, with a giant island, with 8 stools. The white marble countertops are gorgeous. The dining room is attached, and it has a huge rustic wooden table, with a dozen fabric chairs. Why is your house so big? It's just you. I ask. It's our house, and I didn't plan on living alone forever, he shrugs. He lets Molly down and she starts exploring. He shows me a bathroom on the main level, which is gorgeous, and there is a spare bedroom. We walk out of the back patio off of the dining room, and I can't believe my eyes. There's beautiful stonework everywhere, and a large in-ground pool. Swimming. Molly squeals. I know, baby. I say to her. There's a beautiful pergola with a nice outdoor sectional, and coffee table. Also, there's a large outdoor table with chairs and a stone barbecue. There are stone garden beds that have shrubs in them. There's stonework all around the pool, with lounger chairs. To the right, there's a nice-sized area of grass. The entire backyard is fenced in with a fancy iron fence. This is amazing. It's like a little oasis back here. And you didn't tell me you had a pool. I say excitedly. I take it you like swimming. He smirks. I look at him with wide eyes, smile, and nod. I'm glad. It's safe for kids too, he tells me, as he walks over and walks on top of the pool cover. I didn't even know that existed, I smile. I thought it might be a necessity one day. There's a remote inside to open it, he explains. He grabs Molly's hand. I want to show you something, Molly. She walks with him and he moves to the side of the grassy section. See all here? I'm going to make a big sandbox for you. Would you like that? She smiles big, yes, please. She beams. And maybe a trampoline over here? He asks. She has no idea what a trampoline is, I chuckle. Oh, she will. He adds. I walk up and wrap an arm around his waist. You don't have to do all that, I tell him. If we had children together I'd make sure they had it. I'm going to treat Molly the same way I would treat a biological child, he adds, very seriously. Okay, I smile. I love you, I tell him, and I lean my head on his shoulder. I love you too, baby. He says and kisses my forehead. Let's finish the tour, he adds. We walk back inside, we head to the basement, and there is a large rec room. The first thing I notice is the large stone fireplace again. There is also a pool table, ping pong table, a massive TV, 2 sectionals, and a bar. He shows me another large empty room. Maybe we can make this a playroom or something. He questions. He shows me a gorgeous bathroom, and then another spare bedroom. I can't believe how big this place is, I say again. We head upstairs, and then all the way upstairs to the bedrooms. Upstairs there are 4 bedrooms. 2 of the bedrooms have an adjoining bathroom they share, and the other 2 have their own ensuite. The master bedroom has a humongous walk-in closet. I see 2 spare bedrooms, and then we walk into Molly's room. Molly, this is your new bedroom, Jack bends down and tells her. I can't even help it, I feel the tears stinging my eyes. I can't hold it back, and I start crying. Molly is so happy. I look around, and the walls are a light purple. There are really cute large bunny pictures on the wall, with white frames. The bed is a white iron double bed, with rails on both sides. The bedding is light purple, with some light pink throw pillows. There are huge windows, letting in so much light. There's a white shelf, with a few decorative pieces on it. There is a small white and purple toddler-sized table and chairs, and a large fluffy pink bunny, that's a beanbag chair in a corner that's made into a reading nook. There's a beautiful long dresser, with a mirror on it, and there's a change station on top of it. She also has an ensuite, which is beautiful. The shower curtain is clear but has pink bunnies on it. The walls and tiles are all white, but all the accents are pink. Baby, why are you crying? He pulls me into a hug. It's just overwhelming. This was so sweet of you. I'm really grateful. This is the most beautiful room, and you had it done for her, and it just means a lot. Like a lot. Thank you, I hold him tightly. Babe, it's nothing. I want our kids to have nice things, and I know this is a big transition for her, I just want her to love being here. Make it as easy as possible on her, he explains. You're the best, I say with a sniffle. How did they do this so quickly? I ask. I don't know the first thing about what a home needs or the design aspect, so I hired this woman, to help with the designing and furnishing of this house. I liked what she did, so when I needed this done, I called her up. She was happy to help. I told her Molly loved bunnies, and she has so many people working for her, it doesn't take her long when she's strapped for time. He explains. Well, she did an amazing job. I add. The tears finally stop, but there's no guarantee there won't be more soon enough. I can imagine I'll get emotional, just thinking about this for a while. Do you like your new room? I ask Molly. She's jumping on top of her bunny chair and then climbing her big girl bed. She doesn't answer me, and she just laughs as she jumps onto her bunny bean bag. I think that's a yes, Jack answers with a proud smile. She's hopping around the bedroom like a bunny. I scoop Molly up. Look at this pretty room. Daddy did this for you. Can you say thank you to Daddy? And give him a big hug, I point to Jack as I say, Daddy. After all the ways he's insisting on acting like a father to her, it only makes sense she starts calling him Dad. I'm going to let Jack mark me tonight, anyways. After this, it doesn't make sense to hold off any longer. I look at Jack, and I can tell he's really touched that I'm referring to him as her father. Molly opens her arms to Jack, and he scoops her up. Thank you, she tells him and hugs him. You're welcome, my little bunny, he says to her and kisses her forehead. Jack shows me our room next, and it's beautiful. It has a massive king-sized bed. The walls are a light grey, and the furniture is distressed wood, and the bed has white bedding, and some navy accents, throughout. It might be a little masculine. We can change anything you don't like. That goes for anything in this house. You can change anything you want. Nothing is really important to me, so whatever makes you happy. I furrow my brows. This isn't masculine, it's beautiful. I love navy blue, and the room is still light and airy. Well, if you ever change your mind, he adds. Molly is playing in her room, next to ours. I lay on what is now going to be our bed. I lift my hand out to his, and he reaches out and grabs it. I pull him down, and I snuggle into him. I didn't mark you yet, he tells me. I chuckle, I know. Do you want to? Is that what you're getting at? I question. Well, of course, but that's not why I said it. You called me Dad, to MOL. I smile. Is that okay? Of course, it just took me by surprise, he smiles. I just figured when you insist on continually treating her like your daughter, it doesn't make sense that you not be called her dad, I confess. Thank you. So back to marking you. He starts. Let's unpack, I chuckle. I don't really want to talk about marking each other. I'd rather just do it in the heat of the moment. Like tonight. He groans at me, changing the subject. What? I want to mark you, he says firmly. The alpha in him probably doesn't want to introduce me to his pack, without his mark on me. To other wolves, an unmarked wolf is still unattached. He's sitting on the bed, and I'm standing in front of him. I bend down and hold his face in my hands. Tonight, I whisper. His smiles consumes his face, and then he grabs my face, and starts kissing me, deeply and passionately. Damn it, this man can kiss. He pulls away. You have made me so happy, he whispers. And you couldn't possibly make me any happier. I can't wait to sink my teeth into you, I whisper, and he smiles into a kiss. Chapter 25. We spend the rest of the day unpacking. By 5:15 p.m., everything is unpacked, and we're starting to get hungry. Jack pulls out a binder full of takeout menus and tells me to choose. How often do you use this binder? I ask. Basically every day, he admits, with no shame. Really? I told you, aside from bacon and eggs, I'm useless in the kitchen. I think it's kind of cute for some reason, and I find myself laughing. I open the fridge, and there's tons of food in it. Why is there so much food in here, if you don't cook? I told someone to stock the fridge up for me yesterday. We're a family now. Families don't just have condiments and beer in the fridge. You really thought this through, us moving here, I smile. Look, there's so much food, we don't need to order anything. Is there anything you don't like? He pauses to think, and shakes his head. Nothing that I can think of. I make my way to the pantry he showed me earlier. I see buns in there and grab them. What are you doing? He asks. Making dinner. Well, can I help you with something? I pull the corn in the cob out of the fridge, asparagus, and ground beef. Do you know how to use that beautiful grill out there? I ask with a smirk. He rolls his eyes, yes. I don't know what it is with men and their grills. Okay, well if you want to go and make sure it's cleaned and heated up, I'll get these made into burgers. He smiles broadly, and it's so contagious. I can't help but smile too. Do you want to come outside with me, Molly? He asks, and she runs out with him. I get the corn on first, and then I mix and make the hamburger patties. Once they're all made on a plate, I freeze some extra for an easy dinner another day. I'm always freezing pre-made dinner stuff. As a mom, it's always nice to have something frozen and easy for dinner. Then I prep the asparagus for the barbecue. I bring out the plate to Jack, and he's playing catch with a beach ball with Molly. She's not catching it at all, but she's excited to be trying, and throwing it back. They're only standing 5 or 6 feet apart. They're too cute. I put the plates beside the barbecue, and give Jack cooking instructions for the asparagus, and head back inside. I set the table, and get the burger condiments we need on the table. I tidy along the way. I put the corn in a serving dish, and just as I'm about to head back to see how the burgers are coming, Jack is opening the back door with a plate full of cooked food. We enjoyed our first dinner together in our home. How crazy is that? After dinner, we finish cleaning together while Molly ran around loving all the space in here. Jack decided to head to his office to catch up on some work since he missed a few days, while I give Molly a bath and got her ready for bed. When she's all tucked in, I head downstairs, but Jack is on the phone in his office, so I decide to take a relaxing bubble bath. The tub in our ensuite looks amazing, and I've been dying to try it out. I put some music on my phone, and soak in the hot bath, and it's so relaxing and satisfying. I open my eyes when I smell my delicious mate. He's leaning against the door frame. You look like you're going to fall asleep, he smirks. No, just relaxing. Wanna join me? There's plenty of room, I say to convince him, but he doesn't need much convincing, because he starts stripping down. He's gorgeous from head to toe, and I can't even help how hard I'm checking him out. I look at his face, and he's wearing a smirk, obviously noticing me being a total perv. Feeling a tiny bit embarrassed, I just chuckle. He gets in the tub and sits behind me, and I lean against him, with my back on his chest. The feeling of our naked bodies together is erotic enough as it is, but his hands are quickly trailing all over my body, and he starts kissing my neck. The sparks are everywhere, and the water doesn't stop the fire that's burning inside of me. I'm soon panting, and then one of his hands makes its way to my butt, and he starts rubbing it, and I've lost all control. I reach my hand behind his head and lean up to kiss him. "Lex," he groans. His eyes are black, and it turns me on so much. I don't even care that he's not wearing protection. I ride him, and everything feels so good. "I want to mark you," he rasps. "Do it." I moan. "Are you sure?" he asks, searching my eyes. "Please, Jack." I beg. He mutters a curse under his breath and starts to kiss my neck. I'm so turned on by the intensity of our love, and what it means for him to mark me. He's breathing hard. It feels so good that I was able to make him feel what he made me feel. I let go and lick my bite mark to seal it. His head is leaning back, and his eyes are closed while he's trying to catch his breath. I can't help but smile. He doesn't move, but he starts talking. "I love you, more than I could ever explain," he confesses. "You don't need to explain, I know. I love you just as much." We relax for a few minutes, and then we have a shower together to wash up. I dry off, and crawl into bed with Jack. I grab my phone. "What are you doing?" he asks. "Grace told me about this app." It didn't mean much at the time, but now it does. It's an ovulation app. We didn't use protection, and I want to know if I can get pregnant. You put in the day of your last period, and then it tells me what days I should be fertile. Is that TMI? I ask. He furrows his brows. "Babe, I'm a man." "A period isn't TMI, he states plainly. "Okay, good." He cuddles in beside me, looking at my phone as I put in my details. "How would you feel if you were pregnant?" I should have talked to you about this before I cut him off because I know where he's going with this. He's putting all the blame on himself. "Hey, I was thinking about you doing it, and it was turning me on. We are both in this together. If I didn't want you to, I wouldn't have let you mark me ungloved." I knew what I was getting myself into, and I liked it. I smirk and kiss him on the cheek. He smiles, and I can tell he feels better. I can sorta even feel it. "But you still didn't answer my question about a baby," he states. "Well, I feel ready, but I also feel like maybe waiting a little might be better for Molly. So many changes at once, I don't want to overwhelm her." "What about you?" I ask. "We already have one, so I'm ready to start whenever you are." "I get what you're saying about Molly though, so how long should we wait?" he asks. Hearing him say he's ready has me feeling pretty great. "A few months anyways." "How many kids do you want?" I rebut. "I don't have a number in mind, but I don't have siblings, and I always wish I did. I also see how close you and Lef are. I want our kids to have siblings, but that's ultimately your decision. You have to do all the heavy lifting in that department." "How many do you want?" "I don't know. Maybe 2 or 3 more." He smiles, and pulls me close and kisses my head. "I can't wait to see your belly swollen, carrying our pup," he beams. I give him a sweet kiss. "Well, you might get your wish sooner than planned. Let's finish filling this out and see what it says." I finish and see that if my cycle is on track, and I'm not late at all, I should be safe. My last fertile day was 5 days ago. "Okay, so if we just use protection for a few days before and a few days after my fertile days, we should be safe," I explain. "Really? So we can be unsafe for the other 3 weeks of the month?" His brows raise with excitement. I nod. If you want to get me pregnant in a few months, it doesn't make sense for me to do a hormonal birth control. He's really happy about all the days he's allowed to be unsafe, and says he's fine with whatever I choose. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.